Hello everyone and welcome to my new tutorial. Today we're going to go over many of the most important loops in PHP, and we're going to go over function handling. So, the first loop I want to show you is the for loop, which is over here. So what the for loop does is that it counts until a certain amount, like how many a value that you're looking for. So, for this one, the value x equals 0 initially. Then, when the value x is less than 10, x is going to keep on counting. Now we can also have x equals x plus 2, which what that will do is it'll keep on adding 2 instead of 1. X plus plus adds 1 every time rather than another value. So right now I'm going to comment everything out, and then just to show you how this works. Okay, save, reload. Okay, so you see it counts by 1 every time. Now let's do x equals x plus 2. Now it only counts 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we can also have it go to a much larger value like 200, or we can have x times 2. I'm sorry, we cannot do x times 2. Prevent that from occurring. X plus 2. It's best when it's done with addition. Now let me rerun this so I don't crash my computer. Okay. So, moving on. Let's get rid of this and this comment, and we're going to go to the for each loop. Now the for each loop, it works best with arrays because it simply gives you the option. So let's go into this for each loop. So in this for each loop, we have an array of colors: red, green, blue, and yellow. And with this for each loop, we're going to assign the colors as a value. So and then we're going to echo out each time a color shows up in the array. So we can also have, so let's just check out how this works. So we'll comment everything out temporarily that we don't need. And we'll /star. Okay, so now let's save this and reload. So now it's red, green, blue, yellow. And obviously if we have something like purple, it will display purple. Okay, moving on. I'm just going to comment out the for each loop. Okay, now we get into while loops. While loops are quite important for loops that you don't know the length of. For example, you're going to have a database with a chat, let's just say, and it's going to get infinitely long because there'll be more and more chats. So, what this does is, for the while loop, you set the value beforehand, and then while this value is less than or equal to, or you could say greater than or equal to, whatever. If this value meets this condition, then you can do something. In this case, we're just going to do something similar to the for loop, but instead we're going to as a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to count up to 5 if this value is less then 5, which is $x. So let's test this out. Here we go. Save that. Now you see that it becomes 5. A do while loop is actually quite similar to a while loop. Is actually the same thing as a while loop, obviously. But instead, you're going to say, instead of having it, it's a different kind of formatting, let's just say. You're going to put in the commands in the do part, and the while will be the extra clause. And I don't think we need to test if this works. Now, functions. Probably the most important of PHP. Okay, so in PHP, we need functions for everything. If we don't have functions, nothing will work. So how do these functions work? Well, first you have to call the function property. Then you have to give a name for your function and the parameters for it. So I'm going to use like number 1, number 2, and number 3. Now in this one, I'm going to have the first number inputted is less than the second number inputted, and the second number inputted has to be equal to the third number inputted. So let's test this out. Let's come out this and save that. Now let's refresh. Now nothing is displaying. Well, we clearly have a function here. However, we never called the function. So in order to call the function, we have to call the function name, and then we have to give the parameters. So let's make this function true. Then we always have to end with a semicolon. So let's save this and see what happens now. And we echoed out that the condition when specifies the values given. So, meaning we got this correct. Now what happens if we get this wrong? Let's put 3 in for the first one, which makes it greater than 2. Now we get the else statement, so we can tell this works. But in reality, we're going to have to sometimes have it either less than or equal to or greater than equal to. So the way we do that is with this in the second function, we have number 2. We have the less than or equal to, which is basically the less than, then the equal to right after, or the greater than equal to. The greater than first and the equal to afterwards. So let's test this out. Oops, we need to put a number. So let's put all the numbers 5. This should match the condition, giving us this line. And the condition runs correctly. Now let's try putting this at 6. The numbers do not match. So that's how. So both parts of the function work. Now this double ands mean both numbers have to be true. Also, so there's many of these function operators. So you can also do or, and, or meaning that one of the others can work as well. So that is my tutorial for today, and I hope you enjoyed it.